All right. Well, welcome to our Geek Talk number 50 and 51. My name's Alyssa. I'm the campus manager for 4Geeks Academy. I see a lot of 4Geeks students and alumni here. I also see some friends and family. So I want to start tonight with a brief introductory presentation about 4Geeks, who we are and what we do. I'll also be introducing our two speakers that we have here tonight during the presentation. We have Ashton, Adler, and Jonathan Rodriguez here. And then I'll be introducing the projects as well, the lineup for tonight. So let's get started. All right, Geek Talks Cohorts 50 and 51. So who is 4Geeks? We are a coding bootcamp, an online bootcamp based in Miami, Florida. But in addition to our Miami location, we have, this is reversed numbers here, 10 locations in 7 different countries across the world. So we're in North America, South America, Central America, Europe. Yeah, that's it. So in all of our campuses together, we've graduated much more than 2,000 now, close to 4,000 students. About 85% of those students are landing a job within the first 90 days after graduation. We work with major industry players. We have a ton of different types of partners, hiring partners, community partners, financing partners, and we have really good reviews. We've been rated one of the top coding boot camps in the world. Switch Up, Course Report, we're featured in a ton of different articles by really credible platforms. To build on what I was just saying, in 2022 and 2021, I think like 3 years in a row now, we've been named the best coding bootcamp by Premios Excelencia Educativa, which is actually a Europe-based organization. We've been named among the top 30 worldwide bootcamps by Switch Up, average 4.9 stars in our reviews across all platforms. And for the USA, we are licensed by the US Department of Education. Really, the mission of 4Geeks and what we want to do is that we want to provide access to education to people who otherwise wouldn't have been able to take our program. So people who are unemployed, people who are what we call underemployed, meaning they're making less than they would as a software developer. Uber drivers, waiters, waitresses, customer service workers, retail workers. Give them access to coding education and get them into better careers in tech so that they can have better work-life balances and that they can make more money. So when we do that, students are seeing an average increase in their salary of about 22%. 90 days is the average time it takes students to find a job. Could take a little more, could take a little less, but 86% of those grads are getting hired and in that average 90-day time frame. And in addition to all of our partners that make this possible, internally, we have 2 main programs that help us to achieve these goals, which are called Geek Pal and Geek Force. So Geek Pal gives all of our students unlimited access to us and to our community for the rest of their life. So unlimited one-on-one mentoring sessions, coding sessions, unlimited group mentoring sessions that we have 3 times a week, access to our Slack community with over 4,000 developers. We have support chats. We have career group chats, just basically supporting you on your continued journey as a developer. So it doesn't start when you start class, it starts before that. From your very first contact with 4Geeks and you're starting to enroll, even during the pre-work, you have access to the mentor sessions, you have access to Slack. And it doesn't end when you graduate. You stay a part with us, you stay a part of Slack. You can schedule mentorships 2-3 years from now. You stay a part of 4Geeks for the rest of your life. So it's unlimited access to us forever to support you on your career as a developer. And then just like Geek Pal, we have Geek Force, which is basically the exact same thing, except oriented towards career support. So unlimited access to our career support team. We're going to help you with your resume, your interview prep, GitHub, LinkedIn, everything you need to be ready to apply for jobs. And this doesn't just apply to your first junior position. So if you're in that junior position for 2 or 3 years, and then down the road, you want to come back to 4Geeks and say, hey, I want to upgrade to a more mid-level or even senior position. Can you help me fix my resume again? Can I do more mock interviews? What should I say now? We can help you with that too. So of course, everybody graduating tonight is probably already started the Geek Force process and is going to be really busy with the Geek Force process for the next, 2 to 3 months. That's probably the most intense job hunting part. But you have access to this for the rest of your life. And you can see some success stories here on the right-hand side of our grads working at small companies to big companies. Joao Henrique, who works at Microsoft, he's one of our biggest success stories. And he comes to Geek Talks from time to time and does a lot of testimonials and talks about his experience at 4Geeks too. Here's some examples of companies that our students are working at. So you can see bigger name companies towards the top. Then as you work your way down, you can see more small to mid-sized companies. But working at a big company or working at a startup, like it's not that one is better than the other. Like there are pros and cons to both of them. So really working in tech and making that mark on any kind of company is a great outcome. These are different partners that we work with. Some of them are educational partners, like for example, Miami-Dade College, and we offer the program there. Some of them are community partners. Some of them are financing partners. Some of them are hiring partners. They're just different organizations that make what we do possible. And then our two guest speakers that will be speaking tonight, we have 4Geeks alumni and now software developer at Sonny's Car Wash, Jonathan Rodriguez. I'm so excited for both of our speakers tonight. And then we have Ashton Adler, who is the head of talent and policy at South Florida Tech Hub. So I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to introduce them and I'm going to let them talk about what they're going to talk about. And then we have our lineup for tonight. We have 5 projects presenting tonight. We have The Book Bag, tagline, Bring Your Brain, with Kat, Paige, Jose, and Mai. We have Car Compare Pro with Jonathan, Andres, Shalina, and William. The Travel Site, Julio, Olin, Ojinga, and Sergio. Then we have our solo project, The Book Club by Steven. And then to end off the night, to wrap everything up, we have Crypto Tart with Kay, David, Tara, and Guillermo. So thank you for listening to my hopefully not so painful presentation about 4Geeks for all of you who already know about 4Geeks. And I will not delay anymore, and I will pass it over to our first speaker, who is Jonathan Rodriguez. Oh, Laura, I'm sorry. Did you have a comment? Sorry, Jonathan. Laura, no, you had a comment?
No, sorry. I wanted to clap.
Oh, thanks. All right, go ahead, Jonathan.
Hi, everyone. So like Alyssa said, my name is Jonathan Rodriguez. I am an alumni of 4Geeks Academy. I can't stress enough what she said, where it really starts before, you even start the academy and after. One of the most important things for me going into the industry and what actually helped me land a role was, even though class stopped and there weren't any assignments to turn in anymore, you still want to get on there and practice. You want to get on YouTube and really build out projects and keep working on your skills even after the academy is over. That way, everything stays fresh in your mind, concepts, different problems that you have to figure out. So when you're actually applying for these jobs, you're not looking at code for the first time in a month and a half. Also, perseverance is very big. When you get out of the academy or, when you graduate, you have to be applying, and I really encourage using GeekForce and GeekPal and really getting the assistance they provide in your resume, in your LinkedIn, so that when it comes time for you to apply, you're ready to, take on the challenge. So that is what I have to say.
Does anybody have questions for Jonathan? It'd be good to kind of pick his brain, like what he went through after he graduated and any kind of advice he can give as far as like the job search process.
Yeah, one question. Why not? How were your technical interviews? That's something that's like the biggest on my mind. So how did those go for you?
So my technical interviews, for the most part, they were fairly simple. A lot of them were just with having to work with hooks, doing one of the projects was actually one we did in 4Geeks Academy, which was, I think for us, it was make a song, a milk bottle song, but it was kind of the same thing, concatenating different strings together. So that was I actually ended up getting the job with that one with Sonny's, but I did a technical interview, and it was manipulating the state with Redux and React was something they were testing me on. right? And I wasn't too familiar, but when that happens, you go back to the drawing board, you do research, you work on your skills as a developer, and you keep on going.
Awesome. Thank you. I guess I'll have another question. No one has one right now. As far as like maybe not imposter syndrome, but being fresh out of the academy, I feel like I don't know a lot compared to a lot of like experienced tech people or software developers. How did you kind of overcome that, or do you felt like with your first job you really learned a lot, and you're still learning, obviously? How do you?
Yes. So on my first job, there definitely was that when I came in, it was a bit difficult at first. I would say for the first week, 2 weeks, you're learning the code base. Even after 2 weeks, maybe the first few months, you may be learning the code base. However, if you have a good team, if you ask a lot of questions, if you do your homework on the side, and you say, oh, we use these concepts at work, let me look them up on Google, if you do that, give me a second, sorry. If you do that, it'll really help you prepare, and you'll get more comfortable on the job most of the time, with what you're working with, just daily repetition.
I'll ask a question. Jonathan, what would you recommend is the best use of their time once they graduate? Should they be doing coding challenges? Should they be applying all the time? Should they go to events and network? Or should they do a mix of everything? What did you see as successful?
For me, it was a mix of everything. Really important is, like I said, to work on your skills after the academy and apply. You have to, really make sure that you're not just applying to 20 jobs, and then if nobody calls you back, you're discouraged. Or if it doesn't happen after the first 20 jobs, you have to do another 20 until you get there. That's really what got me in, was just being consistent with my applications and developing my skills, so that when I got the application, I was ready to, discuss the role.
Any other questions? Norbert?
Was there any side projects that you worked on during the applying phase?
Yeah, so I actually made a website for one of my friends. I basically, did it as just a project for me to get experience. And I built them a full React website for their marketing agency, as well as I just did, stuff for myself on my GitHub, just following YouTube videos. I did a Netflix clone. So that was what really helped.
Nice.
Everybody gives thumbs up. Any other questions? Andres?
Yep. So my question is like, when you finish the course, did you wait until you get like more than two projects, or just did you do your resume or make your resume with just one project, like let's say a professional experience or something like that?
Mm-hmm. So as far as starting to apply, I did wait until I had about, like 2 or 3 projects on my GitHub that I could display. That was just something that I did before I started applying.
Yeah.
Which a lot of them, are the ones that you get from the academy. So I had those, as well as like just I really wanted to build something that was like a full website for me to show experience, that hey, I could do pages, I could do the front end. So that's what I really focused on. And then as soon as I had that and I felt like I was ready to show it, that's when I really started applying.
Great. Thank you.
No problem.
This is Julio, right?
Yeah, sorry, I haven't changed it yet. My question was, how did you kind of have any advice on kind of like balancing your time with like searching for jobs and then also like practicing code and doing projects and stuff. I know sometimes like for me it's sometimes hard to I guess like manage my time well, and I wanted to see if you had any like advice on that now that you have like a more work life. Like how do you balance it?
So how did I balance building the projects and applying, or how do I balance work life now?
Kind of both.
So when I was building the projects, I was doing that with the intention of putting them out there and being able to show them, especially in interviews or anything like that. So I really had a fast pace with that. I was following tutorials and making sure that um, I had that done. So it was a big focus of mine. So as soon as I had that up to where I felt confident showing people, I was applying, I would say every week. Every week, once or twice a week, I would get on Indeed, get on LinkedIn, get on all the different job posting boards, and I would send out my application to, I'd say, 10 to 15 people a week. And then, so my apologies. Go ahead.
You're good. I was just saying okay. Sorry, continue.
And then answering your second part of your question, the work-life balance now, as a developer, it's great for working on side projects, which I still do. It's like a traditional 9 to 5. So after work, I'll give the projects maybe an hour, 2 hours, depending on exactly what it is I'm building. But the work balance is great as a developer. I've found better than any career I've had before.
Nice. Thank you for answering my question.
No problem.
I'd like to kind of just comment on that. So, Jonathan, you said you were applying to 10, 15 jobs, maybe once or twice a week. So that's going to give you a total of like 30 jobs per week. I've
Yep.
seen people apply like even to up to like 50 jobs a week. So
Yep.
like just throwing your application out there, it can't hurt.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there are
Exactly.
other strategies you can take. Maybe you want to go networking, maybe you want to go
Exactly.
LinkedIn messaging, but also
Mhm.
applying to a ton of jobs is not going to hurt.
Exactly. Especially, I feel that it is, we are in a competitive industry, and that's not to say that it's hard to get a job. It's just you are competing. So I feel it's a good thing, like Alyssa said, to put yourself out there and let yourself be seen, rather than enclosing your possible job market to the people you know.
Any other questions for Jonathan? Steven?
Yes. Do you work remotely or do you go to a building every day?
Yeah, so the company I work for has an HQ in Tamarack. However, the team that I work for is remote based. So I have seen that the company I work for does have in-house developers, such as like a Java team, a PHP team, different teams regarding the different software uses that we have. But as far as my team, it is remote.
Olin, go ahead.
How long did it take you to land your first job after graduating?
About 3 months, a little bit over 3 months, 3 months and a week.
Thank you.
And the job that you work at now, how'd you find them? Was it on Indeed or?
It was on, I believe it was actually LinkedIn. I applied to them through LinkedIn, and then they reached out to me.
See the importance of following the Geek Force process.
Mm-hmm.
If you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, it'll happen. Sometimes it'll take more than others. I have really talented students who maybe have even taken over like closer to 6 months. Sometimes you can follow the process and it can be bad luck or bad timing, but then eventually, it happens. And I've had people who got hired way less than 3 months in 3 weeks after graduation.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing and you're following the process, at some point that connection happens and it's going to happen. Is there any other hands? Did you have another question, Oland? No. Anybody else? All right. Well, I encourage you guys to connect with Jonathan. He is in our Slack channel. Maybe Jonathan, you want to drop your LinkedIn or something so that they can connect with you too.
All right, I definitely will.
And we thank you for coming.
No problem. Thank you for having me. I'll stick around and watch all the final projects. I'm excited.
Thank you. Awesome. Okay, well, we can move right to our second speaker. So I'll pass it over to Ashton Adler, who is the head of talent and policy at South Florida Tech Hub.
Hi, everyone. Alyssa, thank you so much for having me today. I'm really looking forward to seeing your all's projects. This is something that's near and dear to my heart. So at South Florida Tech Hub, if you're not familiar with the organization, we're an association that represents Miami-Dade, Broward, Palm Beach, and even Martin County up in the Treasure Coast. So our mission is to further enhance the talent community within South Florida. So we do that in a wide variety of different ways. We partner with what I do is the talent and policy side of things. So we connect industry to boot camps, higher education, and also K through 12, and then bring the visibility of the companies and the industries, and then also to all of the different students and alumni to the companies. So it's really great. We get to do different initiatives. After this, I'm going to pop in a couple of different things into the chat, because as you venture out into the job process, and then when you land jobs in at least 90 days or less, I know the quality of what you all do. So any company would be lucky to have you all. But one of the things that's great and that we really recommend is that the more that you get involved and meet different people within the tech community, it's going to really take you far. So Tech Hub has a wide variety of different things. So we have, the career fairs, hackathons, different types of things like that. But then we also have happy hours, tech happy hours. We have different golf events. There's endless opportunities to be able to engage. And the vast majority of our events are actually free. And so it's a wonderful way to network, to meet different people in the same stratosphere, but also at the same time too, it will allow you to connect with potential employers, many of our members, and then also, students and alumni are able to interact with executives, CSOs, CIOs, and really have access to a lot of different connections. At Tech Hub, we have over 275 member companies. And so that ranges all the way from FPL, City Furniture, Office Depot, Royal Caribbean, Verizon, ADT, all the way down to startups. So we really like to provide the opportunity for students in particular to find jobs and find these connections within the community. And then also to just on a personal and professional level, meet other like-minded people in the field. So it's something that we're really passionate about, and it gives you the opportunity to have flexibility within the full region to have that exposure. We also do have committees and peer groups, and Alyssa sits on our bootcamp subcommittee. So I am a massive fan of everything that she does, and we're just grateful to have her a part of the organization. But as you enter into the workforce, if your companies are already existing Tech Hub members, then you can have free access in terms of being able to join a committee, join peer groups. And so in the peer groups, you can have access and more exposure to people in the industry. But aside from that, if you go to our events page, there are so many opportunities to get involved. We also do a wide variety of virtual events. So lunch and learns, community coffees, to have workshops and subject matter experts come in so that you can continue to be a lifelong learner. So, I think that's something that you can look forward to because the tech community is very close knit. And so having you all be graduates of such a phenomenal program, it's a great way to continue to connect with different people and then further your career as well. So we do have several events coming up that I think would definitely be worth your while to check out. So the first one that's coming up is the Tech Talent Fest. And so that is going to be held at FAU's Schmidt-Thompson Family Center. And so I know that Boca can be pretty far, especially if you have to deal with traffic. Thankfully, on the way back, it should be a reverse commute. So that's a plus. However, if you choose to Brightline, the campus is only 3 miles from the Boca Brightline station, so you will be able to get a free Uber from there. And then I also am going to include in the chat, Alyssa, there is a discount code. If you all book in groups of 4, you could get 25% off on Brightline tickets, and that will help hopefully mitigate the cost. But I certainly think it will be worth your time. We have over 25 exhibiting and hiring companies there. We also have staffing firms that are going to be there as well. The best way to describe what Tech Talent Fest is, we like to say it's a career fair on steroids because you will have the exhibiting tables, but also there are workshops, resources, and you can even get like free headshots and so many different things that you can do there. So we hope to see you all there. It's going to be a great opportunity to speak directly to companies that are hiring. And then in addition to that, within this 90-day window, of course, you can continue well after your 90 days and hopefully when everyone has jobs, but we also have a hackathon as well. And so that's going to be held in Tamarack. It's being sponsored by City Furniture. And again, from a weekend perspective, if you don't want to travel back and forth, it's going to be September 29th to October 1st. And so during that time, there's also going to be a discounted hotel rate at the Marriott that's just down the street. So we have a lot of different neat things for you all to be able to engage in the near future in terms of big events, but also I really encourage you to come out, meet people. It's the way that's really going to allow you to foster your career, foster your growth. And we just love being a part of the community, and hopefully we see you at many things coming up here.
Thank you, Ashton. Are you going to drop the Eventbrite links here in the chat for the...
Yep, I have one keyed up already. So this is the Tech Talent Fest one. We also have the hackathon one as well. And one thing I do want to mention about the hackathon too, that is also a wonderful way to find jobs. So our hiring partners and member organizations, they serve as coaches, they are judges. There's also going to be people on site, representatives from different companies, and it gives them a really unique insight into your potential as a potential employee. So they get to see how you work in groups. They get to see your project and work ethic and creativity in the works. There's also prizes and all sorts of things available. So I certainly recommend for you all to participate there. And I'm just going to pop in the hackathon link, and then I will also share I'm also going to share the Tech Hub website, which has the events coming up so that you guys can see all the different things and initiatives. There's always something going on. So we hope you take advantage of it.
And like Ashton said too, even if you're not in South Florida, they do host virtual events too. I remember last year they had a virtual hiring fair, and they used a platform where you were like actually going into different rooms, kind of similar to breakout sessions, and you were like hot seat dating, but with hiring partners like throughout the hiring fair. So yes, if you're in South Florida, even better. They have a ton of in-person events, but they do host virtual kind of stuff too.
Yes. And on the subject of virtual events, thank you for bringing that up. I didn't realize that everyone wasn't local. So there are the community coffees, we have lunch and learns, the peer groups and committees, and so many different things are all virtual. So you can certainly still access those as well. So I'm going to pop in the events that are coming up, and then you'll be able to see all those different options. But there's just really great resources, and we hope you all take advantage of it.
Thank you again, Ashton. I'm so happy to welcome you here tonight. Does anybody have questions that they want to ask Ashton while she is here? I guess that this speech was more like a soak in all this information as opposed to like picking Jonathan's brain. So
yes, it was a lot of information. And I will point out too, if you see our member, we have members listed on the website too. If there are any potential people that you'd like to speak to, people are always willing to help. We have a really large board of directors. The chair of our board of directors, he's the CTO for FPL. So there's great connections. So definitely feel free to use us. And thank you so much for having me. I'm looking forward to the projects.
Thank you so much, Ashton. Is there any last minute questions for our speakers before we turn over to the projects? Norbert, go ahead.
Are the hackathons, can they be local or you have to physically be there at the location?
So we have, in light of COVID, we have done some virtual options. We had a really neat platform that we used that enabled you to actually meet up with tables. This year, this upcoming one is currently only in person, just because City Furniture is really decking out the whole place. The theme for this year's hackathon is Hack for Humanity. However, if there is a component, if there's a high demand for it, we're really receptive to those things. So if that is the case, then I'll reach out and let Alyssa know, so that if that's something that you want to participate in as well, you can.
You don't have your real name, and
Yeah,
I got Julio down, but
I just changed it too, so I need to like refresh the page. It's David, by the way. That's
David, yes. Okay, now
So sorry, but for those of us who, like I said, are not local, I'm closer to the Atlanta area. How do you recommend we go looking for meetups in person?
So there is actually a tech hub in the Atlanta area. I think that they might be called something Georgia specific. I'll start to Google it right now while the presentations are going on, and if I can find it, I'll drop it in the link. I'm not sure how active they are. I can personally speak for South Florida Tech Hub, but there's usually a tech hub locally. I imagine that Atlanta's is great, but I think that's just a really smart way to do that. If you are able to find a hub that is connecting to other organizations and members and just people and individuals, it's always a great idea to go to those things, to volunteer for events. That's how people are really going to get to know you.
another way that you can find events is going on to Eventbrite and just searching tech events and then filtering by your location, or even just going to Google and typing tech events near me sometimes works. You just kind of have to go the old-fashioned route. But usually those big cities, like if you live in Atlanta, Los Angeles, New York City, like Ashton said, you can maybe find an organization that's doing something. But then, people who don't live near those big cities, what routes can they go? Eventbrite, Google.
Awesome. Thank you.
Other questions?
Thank you guys so much for having me. Look forward to the presentations.
Thank you very much for coming, Ashton, and you as well, Jonathan. I think we had a nice balance of learning from a grad what his experience was and what he went through, and then also learning from an organization about what it's like getting involved in the tech industry after graduation. So I think it was a good balance of speakers tonight. So now that we've wrapped that up, we can move right into our projects. I won't waste any time. I'm going to turn the floor over to the book bag. Bring your brain.
Okay. Hey, guys. Let's see. Looking for my team.
Hello.
All right.
Hi.
One more. All right. Cat. Is Cat on?
Hey there.
All right.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
All right. So,
Just
Cat's
share
going to go ahead and
screen.
start off for us.
Sorry. Oh, my screen's being difficult. Give me one moment. Okay.
I'm sharing the PowerPoint, by the way, for you.
Oh, you already are. Thank you.
No problem.
All right. So we're just going to go through our project. And sorry, give me 1 second. Sorry, I was lost in the presentation. I didn't even bring up my own. And, you mind starting it off? I will grab this real quick and I'll jump right back in. I just don't want to. We only got 10 minutes.
No problem. Happy Friday, guys. So, our project is called the book bag, and it's called Bring Your Brain. We brought we put our brain in the bag. I thought that was pretty cool. We definitely did come up with our logo and our color scheme. Summary of the project. Well, when we were coming up for the name with the project, we came up with really cool names like Bibliotechia with the TECH and Libro, but we decided that the book bag made more sense for what we were going for, since the purpose of the project is to encourage intellectual discussion amongst literature fans. So it was just perfect. So we came up with this project because we wanted to expand ideas from a common source, such as mutually reading a book. That's the best thing, is to find, not really just find your niche, but find something that everybody likes, and then it's easier to put together. So we wanted to create connections, especially for people who might be more introverted and would prefer friends through a common interest, like books. And Kat, you ready? Or
Yes, I'm just I'm looking for the right link on the GitHub. Okay, so so one thing that was important to us about why and how we wanted to utilize these tools is like the specific the potential of a tool like coding, where you can build something, you can create something that will reach an audience that is just it's worldwide instantaneously. That's so powerful or empowering for anybody, that it's just we want to do so in a way that connected people in a way that they could discuss and articulate and just find ways of communicating with each other that were based on something, a mutual interest, a point of interest, just like to bring everyone together and then talk about stuff in an abstract way. It's when you talk about literature, you get to talk about it in terms of, well, this red was representative of something, and these different things that are articulated in details, and we get to explore them together. It was just important to us that we got to use this really great resource that we have, that I hope becomes just more and more prevalent for people to learn and have access to and build, because it's a building tool for reaching people that can be, just it can be made so accessible. And then ultimately, what we want to do is to create connections and, a global communication project where people could just read and enjoy and appreciate things from that were built by or written by other people. That's another important aspect. Okay. So we built, it was a bit difficult. The most difficult part was doing the back end, which was just being able to, like, as a kind of an abstract process to navigate how to organize everything exactly and branch it together. But we ultimately used the RESTful API, and then for the front end of the project, the JavaScript we used, and for the different aspects in the React, and then we used elements of Bootstrap to make sure that we were being efficient. So then, oh, we're gonna do, yeah, I can't get this link to open for some reason. So sorry.
I have it open over
You
here.
do? Okay. Sorry about that. My computer's being weird today.
That it's running. So Jose is gonna go first to speak on. Make sure it's public. Okay. So this is our front end and our back end. So Jose's gonna talk about his contribution to our project.
Yeah, so I worked on the navbar and the homepage. I wanted to keep it simple, so I just put a carousel, to just go through each slide showing, let's say, updates from an author or a new book that's coming out. Scroll down a bit more. I put featured books that are, popping with reviews and stuff that are, popular right now. I also put a link that takes you to a Goodreads for that book that lets people either buy it or read more about it, read the reviews about it, and stuff like that. Scroll down there, and then also put upcoming book releases. Now these are kind of dated since I did work on this a while ago, but there's still new books that just came out recently. So I also put a summary there to show, if someone's interested in reading that book, they could search up the book. So yeah.
Okay. And then Mai had did our book catalog with our API.
Yes, hi. I essentially also decided to keep it simple, just kind of like following after Jose as to like how he had it laid out, just so that way it remains easy on the eyes. I did implement a search bar along with like the top 3 books that were trending from the time that I was looking at it. I got the trending books off Goodreads as well. As for the search bar for the API, I basically used an API documentation that Google had provided, and that's basically what I used to have a working search bar. So that way you can look up your books.
All right, Harry Potter. Okay. And then I worked on let's see, Kat, are you going next, or no, you're going? Okay. So I worked on the My Profile. I worked on the My Profile page, which goes hand in hand with the sign in and the create account. So we have our sign in. I'm just going to go ahead and show you how that, well, maybe I should do the create account first. So with the create account, I did get a, hold on one second. Kat, can you go next, please, love? Darn it.
Yes, I can.
My child keeps on blowing up my phone, and I'm like annoyed right now. And that was part of the difficulties, by the way.
Oh, do you mind just clicking on the discussion? So this is where it was almost like a Reddit page where people just have discussions and interactions where they can, follow along. You can keep them and people can return to them, and, just have, just keep those dialogues dialogues alive in sharing. And I don't know. It was, well, it's pretty simple. You just add a title and a discussion, and then you can see which users, add comments and stuff. So pretty straightforward. But ultimately, that was our page for that. It was pretty simple because I just wanted to focus beyond the dialogues.
Okay, so she stopped blowing up my phone. Okay, so let's go back to My Profile. So with the sign in and the create account is attached to the back end. There are some test users that we did, and it was able to capture it. It was really fun familiarizing with this and seeing how the tables with the tokens for the passwords was captured and everything like that. So the way that it goes is I could go ahead and do another test. Let's see. And these are all questions that that we had to create the profile. We wanted to create a profile that really showed basically you as a person. You know, you create your username, you put your profession, your favorite book, favorite author, and you're going to be able to interact with each other, follow each other, you know, hence put the niche of everybody like in literature. So here it brought me straight to the sign in after I created my account. And then when I sign in, this is the option to save. And then everything goes to the front with, you know, all the inputs that I put. This part was working earlier, so this was a little bug, which was another hiccup. Well, another hard part that we had, which was like debugging and having to fix and having to merge things. So yeah, and the update profile is here just to, if you would like to update your profile, and it would also be pushed to your profile. And I believe that's it for that. I did name some challenges so far. I don't know if anybody else wanted to happen, but my challenges was being a mother and debugging codes and the back end, that RESTful API. Anybody else had challenges that they want to speak on? Okay. Alrighty. So we wanted to the whole group agreed to a huge thanks to our mentors for sure. Our teacher Dan, which was super knowledgeable. Anything that we asked, I mean, he was able just to, you know, tell us and explain it to us in layman terms for us to really understand. We realized that he was passionate to share with us as well. And the tutors were super patient. I mean, I really was tutoring up, and I really love that we will be able to have access to these wonderful people and knowledgeable people after we graduate. And the course has been fantastic. I'm happy to add this to my resume. So is the rest of my team. We all come from different backgrounds, so to be able to really work together and you know, to build something was definitely great. And yeah, thanks to 4Geeks and the reasonable cost and the fact that we don't have to pay until after we land a job. That pushes us as well. Yeah, does anybody else want to add? Alrighty. Okay, so under 10 minutes, we're done.
Great job, guys. As I told you guys during the rehearsal, I really liked how you guys use something that you're passionate about. Kat talked a lot about how this is like what she studied and how she had a big passion building this project. So it's good to see you guys here presenting something that you guys worked really hard on and are passionate about. So really nice job. Does anybody want to ask this group any questions or give any comments or feedback? Norbert, go ahead.
I love the simplicity, and the UI looked very beautiful. And I like that you guys have the JSON Web Token along with the API that you got from Google in order to filter the books. I thought that was amazing. Do you guys have this available for people to use, the GitHub link?
Not yet. That is such a great question because that was the last part of it. I told my mentor, Nelson, I'm not touching this code anymore for the rest of the day because I didn't want to make any mistakes. But I did try to, how can I describe? I did try, what do they call it? To make it live. I Googled how to make my code into a website. But basically how to get the www dot. And there is something on 4Geeks. I think I started to use, is it Red? Red, it should be up here. I'll have to look it up because it's so new to me. I forgot the name of it, but I used something to try to basically get it to be live, right? That's what you're asking?
Oh no, just the GitHub link, like the
Oh, yeah, I got that.
yeah. I know that'll take some time. That took me a while. It took me like a couple of months till I got my website deployed or live. Yeah, I was talking about just the GitHub link.
Okay, yes, I do have that. I get
Oh, okay, yeah, that's all.
Okay. I could put that in the comments.
Any other questions for this group? Go ahead, Norbert.
How challenging was it to understand the back end while creating it?
Oh my goodness. It was definitely repetition and making mistakes. It was difficult, but on a scale of 1 to 10 of me understanding the back end right now, I'll probably say like a 2 to 3. But I'm understanding it because I see the repetition, I see the modals, the routes, the what's that, flux, like it all goes hand in hand. So yeah. And my mentor helps out so much because the amount of times that we had to do everything, I'm starting to understand it more. But it was difficult, yes. And we want to add different things to it too, but that'll come.
Yeah, the time is definitely not of the essence for you guys. So always there's future features that you want to add after graduation.
Yes, for sure.
Any other questions, comments? Alrighty then. Well, great job, guys. Thank you for kicking us off. I will introduce our next project, which is Car Compare Pro with Jonathan, Andres, Shalina, and William.
Hey everybody, my name is Jonathan Shelley. I am 33 years old, and I just first of all I want to congratulate the first group. You guys did an amazing job. I really like your project. So yes, let me get our PowerPoint pulled up here. Give me 1 second. And thank you everybody for being here this evening. All right, so our website is called Car Compare Pro. We coded it using React, JavaScript, Python, HTML, and CSS. And our premise is that we wanted a unique website that is stylized and ease of function, and with a filter search that you can just search up and compare cars, making it easy side-by-side comparison so you can find exactly the right car that you want. At the heart of Car Compare Pro lies a transformative concept that aims to help you find the right car for you. That's pretty much what I just said. Our team is Andres Medina, myself, Jonathan Shelley, Shalina Evans, and William LeBrun. the process. So we started out just with a blank a canvas, and I was drawing up on it as we were suggesting ideas, how we wanted it to look. Just literally just drawing it with with a mouse, and it was so cool to watch it all come together. Where we wanted to put the links, how we wanted to arrange everything, how we wanted to style it, and what features we wanted to implement. And it was really cool just watching it all come together with four different people's inputs and brains in there. It was really cool just seeing the layers and how it can start from something so simple and come together into something like our final project today. We used React and JavaScript with components and Bootstrap elements, and then we used a lot of CSS to add unique styling through it and make it just a seamless experience and really cool to look at, and easy to use. And I'm gonna hand it over to Andres, and he's gonna start with his screen share, and we're gonna have a live demo of our website.
Hey, hi, my name is Shalina and I'm located in Atlanta. But I want to start off by saying that I did the homepage. Well, we did like a group thing, but so this is like a video at the top of the page. And if you scroll up under us, um, so this is like we have like the login function, the sign up, then we have it like where you can yeah, and where you can filter out the cars. Like it has like the transmission, the engine, the car make, and like even with if you want to know like the price you're looking for, just so you can filter out the car that you're looking for. And they got the catalogs of the cars, and I think we have like maybe 30 cars um that we uploaded, and we have different things like where you can go on here, where you can check out the reviews and basically just check the car out, even like the inside of the car. But you can go back to the home page for me so I can explain it. So here is it's a carousel and it goes you can go over, yeah. It's just basically describing the website. And here if you go to the sign up button at the top, well, right there, you can click there to sign up, and that way you can use the functions that we have, like to filter out the cars and add your favorite cars. So, and also it's here just describing like where you can save time instead of going to the car lot and come to our website and compare the cars. So when you do go to the car lot, you'll be sure of what kind of car you want. And basically, also you can check out the cars with the customer reviews. And then at the bottom, if you go to the footer, it's the About Us link. So basically, I'm describing what we do as the Compare Cars Pro. Basically, what I just described, and then it's our teammates. And yeah, so I'll pass it over to Andres and he'll tell you guys more. So,
Hey guys, good evening everyone. My name is Andres. Shalina introduced me. Um, well, she showed a little bit of the car's catalog, which is right over here. We can get to see like some of the specifications that all the cars have. And well, she also talked about the filters. We can go through the filters, and if we click on brand, let's say Honda, we're gonna get all the Hondas that are on the catalog, and as well as with the price, we can loop through that, and it'll come out with all the cars under 36, something like that. Yep. And the search bar right over here, which shows all the cars that we have. And if you log in into the page, you're gonna have more features available to yourself. Like here's like a profile page for the user, which is going to show like all the saved cars that he or she has. And then here you can add cars to your favorites or saved and add them to compare one to another. If you click on, let's say, a random car, it'll appear on your profile and it's going to be shown here. And then we also have the detailed specifications page of each car, which in this case, we only added like 2 images, but we have thinking about the future and adding more features to this a specific view. And then we have the reviews here. You can see like the reviews for each user. And well, there's another page which we'll talk about, which is the comparison page. But other than that, you can see all the reviews for the whole cars. Like if the car has multiple reviews, you can look at it. Let's say here, you can see like all the reviews users has made, not only yours. But yep, we put a lot of effort into this. You can see all the specifications right here as well. But we'll continue to show you guys through the page.
Hello, everybody. William LeBron. I'm the one that created the catalog page and the ID. I created a code in Python that holds the images and the IDs for the vehicles. So once you sign up, you're able to go into the favorites and see the cars that you picked or choose to compare through. The compare page, you can actually choose from different cars. At the moment, you're able to pick 3 cars and compare and choose. We're also working on trying to give you an option where you could choose different colors and get different prices. Also created the search bar where you can click on it and it gives you the different makes and IDs of the vehicles. And that's what I've done so far. And I also had some work done with adding the video to the homepage. That was about it for now.
Now, guess we'll just pass it on to Jonathan.
Yep, Jonathan will wrap up the project and
All right. Let me get the PowerPoint back up here. All right. So the next features we had discussed that we would like to include on a final, draft that we would possibly submit on and upload to and have a domain name for it. Like Will had said, we wanted to add color choices for the vehicles. We wanted to have a 3D rotation so you can rotate the vehicle and just see all the different curves and the taillights and all different angles of it. And we wanted to add localized search results. So when you're searching for a car, it's not just going to come up on a list. It's actually going to link you to a dealership near your location. We wanted a payment calculator to calculate out a loan or a payment plan for your car. And for the user page, to add a profile picture, edit user settings, and change your password. Some of the challenges was finding a free API that we were able to host. Learning to work with the Flask database, we had so much troubles with the Flask database and switching it back and forth, and we had to at one point just delete the entire migrations folder. And we learned that error messages are just part of development process, and Andres has been a champ at helping all of us out with finding where and how the errors are occurring. He's real good at that. And yeah. I'm really impressed with all of my teammates' abilities, and it was just really cool to watch all of the different layers to a website come together slowly but surely. And every week it another layer built upon itself, and I'm just really happy with how it turned out, and I'm really happy with 4Geeks. And our professors were amazing, and our mentors were great. And I really feel like I got a lot out of this school, and really grateful to be here. And thank you, everybody, my teammates, and everybody that's here tonight. Thank you.
I
Awesome,
wanted to take a
wonderful.
quick minute. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Just to thanks two mentors in specific, Nelson and Christian, that like in my opinion they are really great, and also our teacher Carlos, and well, Andres, which he was with us at the beginning, but then he had to leave. But yep, they helped us a lot.
Thank you guys. You guys have a really awesome project. I love the colors. The UI UX looks really great. Everything's nice and clean. And I also like how your team dynamic is. It seems that you were able to divide up the project really nicely, and the way you guys flow together even when you're presenting was really, really nice. So really great job. Does anybody have any questions or comments for this group? Go ahead, Julio.
I really like the landing page with the car going through. Like that video, it was amazing. How long did that take you guys to make?
So me and Will did I want to thank Will for being able to put the video on there, but it didn't really take us that long. But we went and saw different websites, and we did like some, like to try to see what to look good on our website. So we just looked at different websites to see what looked pretty cool. So
Okay. Yeah, it looks amazing. It's great.
thank you.
Any other questions? Comments? Norbert.
You guys have the GitHub link?
Yeah, we do have the repo. I'll get it for you real quick.
Sorry.
Anyone else? All right, well, way to keep us going strong. I'm sure group 3 is going to do the same. Up next, we have the travel site with Julio, Olind, Ojinga, and Sernaggio.
Hi guys, how's it going? My name is Olin. Give me 1 second, let me start presenting. So again, my name is Oland, and our website is called The Travel Site. Our group is comprised of myself, Julio, Sernaggio, and Ojinga. And let's get started.
Hello. My name is Julio. I'm 26. This is going to kind of like a little table of contents what we're going to talk about today. We're going to explain to you what our web app is, the name, which Olin already.
You went on mute, Julio.
Sorry. We're going to introduce the other teammates as well. We're going to give you a kind of like step development of like the process we did for the web app, the tools that we use as well, and then some challenges and obstacles that we face, and then future implementations that we want to do in the future to make it even better.
Okay, so this page is just like, giving a little bit of our, giving like a synopsis of our best moments here at 4Geeks Academy and like some of our favorite moments from the cohort. Starting with Sergio.
Hello, everyone. My name is Sonagio. So one of my best moments, I'll say, is when the very first time when we were to get put in groups, to work together on like a little project and such. I feel like the main reason why there's a picture of a group of people is because I felt like I learned better on how to work with even more people and to how to collaborate when it came to the project.
I think you're on mute, Ojinga.
Oh, hello. Sorry about that. That was Najiro. My name is Ojinga, and I'm that guy who sits in the back of the classroom who doesn't really attend as much, but we'll get the work done. So I did walk into 4Geeks with some previous knowledge in programming, but it definitely did blow my mind of how much I really lacked in knowledge. But one of the best moments was realizing that I still had a lot more to learn, and another best moment was finally achieving and completion of understanding of React. With React is something else.
And Julio here again. One of my kind of funny favorite moments in 4Geeks is how I remember one of the first projects that also was a web collaborating project with others. I had a responsibility and I had the code working, but it just something about it just crashed the next day when we were supposed to turn it in, and then it really kind of demotivated me a lot. But I just stuck back through it, and the mentoring really helped me, and I feel like the mentoring like really boosted my confidence a lot in the coding that I was doing for the class.
One of my favorite moments throughout the cohorts, well, I guess it would be like a collection of moments were just like our group meetings every Monday. I mean, our classes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. It just like really was great getting to know everyone, and getting to learn in like a group setting is so much like, more engaging and interactive than just like a one-on-one type of situation. So I guess that'd be my favorite thing throughout this whole entire process. So this is a little intro to our, what is this? No, I'm just kidding. So basically the travel site was developed as a solution to the maze of windows and of web browser tabs that vacation planning lends itself to. Julio, who's actually here with us from Thailand currently, he encountered this exact same problem in the preliminary stages of mapping his sojourn that he's currently on. So Julio, do you want to give us some insight as to why you came up with this idea?
Yeah. So yeah, good morning from Thailand. It's like 6 a.m. here. Basically, it's like a trip that I really wanted to take for a very long time. But planning it was harder than actually even just going there. Basically, I felt very like kind of overwhelmed and very unmotivated when it came to kind of searching and planning this out with all the tabs that I had open. It was definitely very frustrating, and I always thought to myself, there must be an easier way to do this. And that's when I talked to my team about creating this project, and our goal basically was to create a nice web app that eased the frustrations and the workload of any user that was trying to plan a vacation or even a business trip, compiling everything there is to know and need for your trip all in one site, and that's going to be the travel site, our site.
Oh, that was supposed to play. The travel site. Next.
All right, so basically the issue that most people run into whenever they're traveling, there's the tab after tab after tab after tab, just trying to look for where you're going to go, what's the weather like, what's happening in the specific place that you're looking for. And after a while, it gets overwhelming because all you're doing is just looking everywhere. And then before you go back to try and look and remember what tab was this, what tab was that, what tab was this, what tab was that, it does sound overwhelming, but we did have a solution to this problem.
So the solution, so as you do have all these tabs up, looking for places you want to go and places you want to stay at, it just all starts coming back together as one by one, until you have something that you've desired, and it would be the solution, which is the travel website.
And then this page right here is kind of like the necessity that we saw when we started researching if this was actually a problem that I was just having or is other people having as well, and then if people really do like to travel. And in our research, we saw that people love to travel. People like to go places they've never been or been there before, either that be abroad or abroad or domestic. We saw that there's a big market and there's a big industry in the travel industry and tourism industry also. There's about 1.1 billion trips a day that Americans are taking domestically alone. And there's also like a 65% increase in spending on experiences for those trips. So people are willing to pay for good experiences. People are willing to pay for having a vacation planned out and having it turn out the way they planned it and envisioned it in their eyes. The revenue in the travel and in tourism market is projected to reach about $190 billion this year, with about more than 90% of Americans making arrangements to travel either abroad, like I said, or domestically. Travel preparation can be exhausting. Having a quick access to all the tools and information necessary to make informed arrangements, rather than just googling a million tabs, just like our last slide, it's super overwhelming. One website just for a single answer would make this process much easier. It would actually motivate and incite people to make more purchases easier and faster for vacations than just holding it out until they have all their information. Because I know I did that. I held my buying my ticket and having my travel until I had all the information ready. And if I had all that information ready sooner, one, I probably would have gotten it a lot cheaper, and two, I would have done it a lot faster also.
My apologies. Okay, so our website behind the scenes was built using a combination of various syntax, including JSON, React, Python, SQL, and some CSS and Bootstrap properties. And we divided the tasks and responsibilities based on each of our members' strengths. We began with the backend models and table formatting, then made our way to the front, ensuring each branch of code was tested and functional before being merged to the master/main code. We also did a lot of work in the planning stages on Trello, which enabled us to keep everything organized and keep a great timeline of like when each thing should be completed. And we also did a lot of mock-ups on, I think, the whiteboard app, which was also super helpful in just like, maintaining a sense of organization and forward momentum. So next will be our demonstration. If you give me one moment as I boot this up, I apologize. I had this up, but Code Spaces is not working in my favor today.
Yeah, CodeSpace has been a real interesting thing to work with, I would say the least.
An absolute joy is what it's been.
Exactly. Took the words out of my mouth.
So this is like the landing page for our website, the travel website. I designed the landing page. Basically, just wanted to give it a sense of like wanderlust. That's why you have like the blue hues kind of like fading back and forth, just to like kind of mimic the sky and give you that sense of like, oh, I want to go somewhere. And the whole purpose of our website was just be simple and clean and like, to eliminate all the browsers and whatnot. So we kept the landing page very simple and clean, and the entire aesthetic of our website is very just like straightforward and to the point to make it easy to utilize. or use. Then Sergio will take over to explain our search page.
Okay. So here's our search page, of course. So yeah, so basically the goal of the search page is just for you to be able to type in that certain city that you may want to go to. For instance, if you want to go to Miami, the goal is basically for, once you type in that city, it'll be able to display and show not only Miami, but it will also show different cities that's even considered Miami as well, just to give the user the idea of, if they don't even know where they want to go yet, they can just put in a random place, and they'll just be able to enjoy that certain destination that they may want to choose depending on where they want to go. So as well as what this destination page has is that, like, for instance, if you want to go to Orlando, you can favorite it, and it does show if there are flight prices available in that city for you, so you would know if you're able to go there, or you would have to find an alternate way of getting to that location. So
Cool. And then also, after you're done searching for one destination or another, and after you add it to your favorites, then you can also clear results and start again right within the same page again, just to make everything super easy, super simple. We also have a currency converter that Ojinga is going to explain for us.
So with the currency converter, it's only currently right now from USD to European dollars and Canadian dollars, and you can convert as much as you want and as high as you want. So right now, we could convert $380, $380,000 of USD dollars to Canadian dollars, and it comes out to the conversion result, which is that.
And then, of course, we also have our register and login pages. So you create like your own account to which your favorites are actually like saved to, which is nice. And then we also have the option for recovery question, recovery answer. So if you forget your password, you can recover your password, which is super important because I'm very forgetful. I don't know about you guys. So this is definitely like something that we all need in our lives. Then, of course, we have the login page, which my phone is blocking right now, so I'm going to do the best I can to get there. Which, again, gives you access to your own private route and your own saved favorites as you go through the travel website. And then our forgot password.
Yes. So with the forgot password, you can enter your email and get a your security question back. And as you put your security question back in, it will allow you to reset your password fully. So, yeah.
Cool. So going back to our PowerPoint. This will be the time that we share our obstacles that we face throughout the cohort and what the future holds for ourselves as software developers, starting with Sunagio again.
yeah, so mainly the obstacle that I was experiencing was just being able to get that whole backend and everything together, especially with dealing with APIs, since that was a little bit still new to me. But I felt like with a lot of practicing and trying to understand that, I was able to get through that. And what the future holds for me, honestly, is throughout all this everything I had to go through throughout this whole project, it taught me that I can be able to progress as a future software developer in the future.
For me, with overcoming obstacles, I remember just trying to get my page to even run CSS on it, or to even like load up CSS, and with those obstacles and with facing all those obstacles, I do realize what I can see in my future is becoming a future software engineer or a web developer.
For me, the biggest obstacle I had to overcome was I had to say myself, just because coming into this, I didn't think I thought it was going to be a lot harder, than it was. Which, don't get me wrong, it was definitely hard. But once you got to the nit and gritty of it, practice and perseverance came over me, and I was able to overcome the challenges that I thought I wasn't going to overcome, like this project as well. That this experience also taught me that in the future I would really like to be a backend developer, to be able to work on backends and data and things like that.
I think overall we all have our daily obstacles that we face in terms of like, just showing up and being the best that we can be. But in overcoming that, the best thing that you can do for anything in life is just maintain a positive mindset and just know that like, things are tough, but as long as you keep a positive outlook and as long as you just like keep trying and keep going, like anything is possible and you can literally achieve anything that you set your mind to. And what the future holds for me, I definitely want to incorporate this in my repertoire of things that I do. I'm also a realtor, I have a freelance cleaning business, and I definitely want to incorporate this and, create something really great to really help people. Even just creating this API with my group, my classmates, it's been an absolutely incredible experience. Just the synergy of the whole situation. It's been very fulfilling in a way that I didn't even know it could be. So I'm definitely excited to embark on more of these tasks. And thank you guys for being here with us. Does anybody else in my group want to say any more thank yous? And I'll go last.
Honestly, I just want to thank the instructors, mentors, and everyone, and even the group members. It's been a really great experience just for me to learn what I can be able to take on to for the future.
Yeah, it's just thank you to especially my group members. I would not have gone this far without you guys completing this part, and all the instructors and everyone in my class.
I also would like to thank my group members because they were incredible, not only with the idea, styling, and then problem solving as well. Also want to thank the whole 4Geek Academy for giving me the opportunity to be in this cohort. And I also want to thank Carlos Banks and then Andres, also my two professors that we had, and Loli as well, my TA, and Anthony, who's the mentor that I went to a lot. Without the support and the sources that I had in 4Geeks, I don't think I would have gotten this far and wouldn't be as confident as I am right now. So I really appreciate that.
Definitely want to say thank you to my group members. Like when we first started this out, I think we were all like, what the heck are we going to do? But we've had like literally, I want to say 5 practice sessions just for this PowerPoint and for this. So I just want to thank everyone's commitment to this journey. And all of our mentors, Andres, Carlos, and Loli, you guys were all incredible. 4Geeks Academy, you guys have all been so patient with me and so understanding. Laura, thank you so much for all of your encouragement and your support. That alone has been what's driven me through to get to this point where I honestly didn't think I'd make it some days, but I'm so grateful to be here and I appreciate you guys all so much. Thank you so much for listening.
Hell yeah, we're here now, so it matters.
Big congratulations, guys. Really nice project. I'm really proud of you all. I see a lot of like ways that this app could be like built on in so many different ways and used for like so many different things. Like even as you were showing like all those different tabs that you have open, there was tabs about like what's the weather like, and like there's so many other features that you can build in the future when you have more time. So really nice job to get it to where it is now, and I see like a cool future for this app too. So once again, congrats.
Thank you.
Anybody else have questions or comments for this group? Don't be shy.
We didn't get to talk about the implementation. I didn't want to take up too much time of the presentation, but the weather app, we have like weather, air quality, events, food, reviews, things that we just want to implement in the future for this. The possibilities are really endless.
And that was what really drew all of us to the idea in the first place, was just the fact that it's so useful. I think that we've all had that experience of going to plan something. And it's just like, you're just like, where did I even start? Not where do I even start, but where did I even start? It becomes like this rabbit hole of just like all these different things. So this website really brings everything together and helps just make the process a lot less cumbersome and possibly even enjoyable.
Questions, comments?
I really like the concept. I feel like that would be like a great website for people that like to travel. So
Thank you. Thanks, Selena.
Thank you, Selena.
All right, well, we'll wrap up your guys' presentation. Congrats and great job. And we'll move into our only solo project of the night, which is The Book Club by Steven.
Thank you for having us, and good luck to the next presentation.
Hello. Okay. My name is Stephen Ferguson. I'm 24 from Georgia, and this is the book club. Um, the summary of the book club is a book publishing site. I am the only participant. Um, the process is to trust the process. Again, the moments are worth the wait. Um, I've been using GitPod, a lot of the inspector tool for Google Chrome, the extensions, anything that's kind of Google related as far as searching, getting over obstacles, and really just trying to move forward. You're going to use Google a lot. That's where a lot of my challenges get resolved, and it's a lot of work when you're putting in, resolve. The upcoming feature is the ability to recover your post. We'll get into that later into this. Um, I enjoyed the entire process. The process should be trusted. The mentors, they are very good. The teachers that I had were very good. Um, I think the whole program is a great program. I would definitely recommend this moving forward to a lot of friends I already have. Um, it's actually taught me a lot. I try to take what I learned, teach them, same thing. It's just the process. Um, what is my purpose and why did I make the book club? So it's a book publishing site. Um, it's basically what can you imagine? We understand that reading and writing are the building blocks coming up through school. They tell you reading is fundamental, writing is the secondary hand to the reading portion. And so I thought it would be kind of cool to implement the Club de Libro or the book club, which is kind of giving us both English and Spanish. I work around a lot of Latinx, kind of got a background growing up, got a lot of mixed cultures in the familia. So, having something that's in English and in Spanish, that's kind of very um, cool in my book. I don't know if there was a lot of websites that's already out there, but this is going to be the book club. My reasons, numbers behind the project. I am a writer, and publishing or wanting to publish the book club as a public domain website, it's just for me, that's a grand opportunity to revisit a lot of the writing skills learned over the years. Um, yeah. What were the technologies used? A lot of books, Bootstrap, and CSS, HTML inspired. So we're going to go ahead and say React, JavaScript, Python, the RESTful API. Anything that you would necessarily need to make a front end and a back end was tied into this. I used a lot of HTML. One second, please. I can't right now. I'm pretending. Okay, come back in 5 minutes. Okay. All right. Go see what Nana's doing. Okay, I am back. Yeah. Um, just anything that you would need to build a front end and a back end.
Oh, Dad, look, this shoe.
Okay, let's stand by for the demo.
This shoe in my room.
One
This
second,
shoe
one
in my
second. Okay, sorry about that. My daughter came into the room. Okay, here we go.
They're not working. They're not working.
Okay, let me see. Go to your profile. Okay. All right, now here is our demo. This is our initial landing page. We actually have 2, 3. Each landing page has now a counter on it. I thought that would be kind of cool to have in there, especially since one of the features on the book club is a scavenger hunt. The ES, that's a secondary language that's offered. Everything when you first get on here is going to be in English. You have the book club exclusive. This is
Dad,
a.
turn it down. Daddy, turn it down.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. 1 second. Jelani,
Turn it down.
it is already down. Okay, I am back. Okay. The book club exclusive. This is one of the landing pages, but the most important part about the exclusive, and you can also navigate to the exclusive by clicking Save Changes or the Exit button. It'll take you to the landing page for one of the options or the exclusive page. When you log in, it should. Okay, I have my login information here. It should go ahead and log you on in, and then you should get to the actual exclusives landing page. We're actually running into a bit of a problem right there. So what I'm going to do is figure out why. So we're just going to create another user. Test 1, test 1, test 1. I think we have one. Then we go back to the login page. Let's see. Not right this moment. Okay, so everything is test 1. That's new. That's was working just yesterday. I don't want to go to my inspector while in the presentation, but as I said earlier, in order to access certain parts of the book club, you have to be logged in. It's going to continue to take you to the modal until you're logged in. So I can't get it to log in, but we're going to go ahead and just go on the, if I was just scrolling through browsing and I didn't want to have an account, I still can see certain things on here. The coolest part about this, there's a lot of links. So the book club, book of the month is going to be The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. Again, I mentioned there's a scavenger hunt feature. I will go ahead and show you guys that right there. This is the landing page. Everything has either a href attached to it, so you can go to it, or you can look at it within YouTube's API here on the web page. We're gonna go to the sub nav bar. We're gonna go to the search page, and I really do like this edition of the search page because in this edition, this is where you can go ahead and go through the book club's scavenger hunt. That's just something that we're going to feature, try to give it a lot of interaction on the UI, UX side. Kind of pick your brain a little bit, prompt you to go find particular parts in the story that you, or let's say once we add the interaction for everyone else when they have their account, something that will say Jane Doe, she has an article on page 5 or a line that she's very intrigued with. She wants to share it. she'll add it here on the scavenger hunt page. And participants in the book club can, do their best to find it, add their own. It's just good fun for the family, great read, and I think I've covered everything. I'm not getting the response I kind of wanted. I think either my connection is kind of bad on this end or it might be bugging out. But I think that's going to cover the book club. Okay, let me go back to my slideshow. Okay, so let's go back in. Okay, so my problems, as you guys seen, finding a suitable workflow. Sometimes you're gonna have days that you're just debugging a lot, and some days are gonna be a lot smoother to where you could come in and write maybe 25, 26, maybe 30 lines of code with no problems. Every day is a little bit different. For me, you face the sun, and personally, I pray. So that's just something I do, or I'll say a old teacher mantra, and that's just teamwork. Together, everyone achieves more. So even if you're working by yourself, you're not truly alone here at 4Geeks. You have the mentors, you have other students. I know I reached out to a lot of people within the Spain campus, a few on the Europe campus, and a lot here on the North America campus, especially in public support, to kind of get through this moment. And as a developer, how do I see my future? I hope to teach this material. I think learning it, so there's the principles of learning. To unlearn, relearn, and learn it again, that's how you begin to teach. And that's how you master. So thank you. And this has been my presentation.
Nice job, Stephen. Congratulations. I'd like to attest that his website was working 2 nights ago when we did the rehearsal. So that's just how it goes when you have 30 people watching you and then it doesn't work. But Stephen also faced another challenge that he didn't even address, that his team did not complete the program for various different reasons, and he completed this whole project on his own. So that's a whole nother challenge, and huge kudos that he didn't even mention. So I'm really proud of you for making it this far and making that site on your own. So really nice job. You're getting a lot of love from the crowd here.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Julio, go ahead.
I just wanted to say mad props, man, on doing this all by yourself. It just shows your hard work and dedication and just not giving up. And it's really motivating to see you not give up and have a result and being here in the end, man. I thought my challenges were hard, but you made them seem very small in this aspect. And I really respect you for that, man. So great job.
Thank you.
Olin.
I also want to say, major kudos to doing this on your own. I can't imagine where I would have been without my group with this project. I think I've been way too overwhelmed to have even began to start this, let alone to have gotten to the point that you did. So congratulations on doing this on your own. That's incredible.
Thank you.
And doing it while being a dad.
Yeah, I will say this. It was points where being very overwhelmed did come and go. That's why, again, I say 4Geeks has a lot that they offer, especially with the mentors, the different channels there on Slack. Anytime that I got overwhelmed, if I couldn't figure it out, I would go straight to Slack, man. Or my favorite mentor, he was also my classmate, Mr. John St. Cloud, and Renee Infante, Miss Valerie, Mr. Nelson Chain. That's just giving a round of applause to them right there, because they have assisted a lot.
Any other questions, comments? Julio.
Sorry. I also want to say I really like the because I was there in the rehearsal in 2 days when everything was working properly for you. I really liked how the website you had a Spanish speaking options for your website. I really wish I would have thought about that for my site because it's very accessible also for like Latinos as well. So I really like that. It's really dope.
Thank you. It comes in handy. It's a lot of work though, man. It's a lot.
You killed it.
All right, well, we're going to move right into our very last project of the night. So take us on home, Crypto Tart with Kay, David, Tara, and Guillermo.
Alrighty, thank you. Let's go. All these alerts. So, hey everyone, this is Crypto Tart. Cute little logo that my wife helped me design. She's the artistic one. But so just a quick table of contents, our project, the team, process, and platform challenges. So we'll go ahead and start with our team and do introductions there. So Guillermo.
Oh, that's me. Hello, guys. Thank you for being here. Well, I gotta say, I'm 36 years old. I've always been, this tinkerer, this guy that would take stuff apart and then have a hard time putting it back together and cry a lot because of that. I've gotten better throughout the years at putting stuff back together. And well, just recently I decided to get into coding, which is kind of similar to that. There's a lot of crying involved. Um, and that's it. I really like where this is going, and I don't know, just looking forward to it, to the future. Tara?
Hi, I'm Tara. Let's see. Curse like a drill sergeant. I drink enough coffee to kill a professor. Code a lot. I love running in the forest and the mountains, and try to make fun of everything because let's see here. No one's getting out alive, so might as well giggle along the way, right? About this cohort. Best thing is my team. Woo, go team! But honestly, it's camaraderie, everybody working together, everybody helping each other out. It was really awesome. So thank you all for, being here and doing the thing with moi and everybody else. So yeah, thanks for watching our presentation and enjoy.
All right, so I'm David. Like Guillermo, I've always had a joy for tinkering with things. So custom built PCs, custom FPV drones. I've been doing this for about 6 years. So I love building things, and I've always had an affinity to tech. So I got my degree in engineering management, which really wasn't doing much. So I'm trying to get into the software development kind of things because I sure don't want to go back to university and do another 4 years of that. I just couldn't do it, and my wife wouldn't allow it either. So coding bootcamp was the way to go. So I'm grateful that I was able to come to 4Geeks and shortcut that path quite a bit. But yeah, software development I think is a very, I don't say it's future-proof, but it's a very good area of business to get into. So I'm excited for what the future holds to start looking for jobs and find that first career and build from there. Kay.
Hi, I'm K-Bar. I'm a coder of few words, as you can see with my spell paragraph, but I love learning and creating, and so that's why code, and especially 4Geeks, has been so amazing. And I want to thank all of my team for working on this project with me, and let's get back to Crypto Tart.
All right, so Crypto Tart is, keep going back to the wrong page. So Crypto Tart is a tool that we developed. We kind of base it off of Coinbase. So those of you who are familiar with cryptocurrencies, and this is kind of what that is. So I myself has a Coinbase account. I've invested a little bit into cryptocurrency. put $100 in it for the fun of it, just to see what happens. Lost $80 of it, so not the best at investing. So I could have used or been smarter and used an app like Coinbase, and we have this cryptocurrency app to kind of help people understand how the market goes, what's trending, what isn't trending. You can create your own profile. You're allowed to create a favorites list, whether it's the things that you're invested in or things that your friends are invested in. You can keep an eye on them and see where they're trending, how they're going, and it's refreshed quite frequently. So that's one reason we wanted to create this app, to help people understand how the market goes, especially if you've never really done any investing yourself. If you're new to it, it's quite an intimidating thing to do. And obviously there's consequences to it if you lose money, if you don't do it right. So that's one reason we created this tool, this user-friendly app. So the cryptocurrency market, roughly there are about 21% of American adults who have cryptocurrency in some way or form. Maybe it's not a lot, maybe just a little, like me, $100. But Bitcoin alone has gone up over almost 140,000%, which is quite insane for when it first started back in 2012. So had you known, you should have invested in Bitcoin then. You wouldn't be here. But so yeah, there are an estimated of 420 million crypto users throughout the world. It was quite a lot if you think about it. And I think it's something that's very viable in the future. It's something that's not going to go away anytime soon. So it's something that to keep your eyes on in the future. Pass it off to Guillermo.
All right. So as for the technologies we used, well, we use React, of course, Bootstrap for some of the styling elements. Specifically with React, we really fell in love with the store, the local store functionalities, because when we were calling the APIs for the crypto data, which is external, we don't make that up. A lot of testing would lead to be rate limited. So we definitely needed to like brush up our skills on using the store to handle all the calls and then pass it to the front end, but without spamming the API every time you refresh for any reason. That was a very key aspect, and it was pretty good to focus on that. Then we use Flask based on Python, Python's library for the backend, all the API handle for the local logging, favorites, on all the statuses update locally. CSS for styling, as always. And we use a lot of Copilot, which is the AI. It's you can find it in GitHub. It's pretty cool to use it for writing functions, and it actually predicts a lot of what you're trying to do and helps you debug a lot too. It was a very valuable tool. I definitely, if you haven't tried it, I definitely recommend you try it. It's gonna save you a lot of tears, like a lot. Trust me on that one. All right. Okay, then, so we're gonna demo this site. So I'm gonna take over. Just real quick. Let me refresh real quick. Okay, then. So this is the main site. You can see here the main page. A couple options over here. Search bar. I'm gonna log in. We're gonna log in real quick with a test. Also have the new account functionality. We're not gonna use that one right now. It's just gonna log in. Okay, that's a common password, whatever. So the main page will show you all the main assets. We did not want to include pretty much everything because there are like hundreds of them. And some of them are just not worth it. Trust me on that one. You see the latest data. The last date it was pulled. The 20-hour price change, the market cap, and the percentage, which is pretty cool, to get a little bit, to know a little bit about what's going on with this particular asset. We have the search bar, which is pretty neat. It's updated as you type. I really love that one. It was a little bit of a headache, I have to confess. Cried a lot over this one. But, well, it works. It works wonders, if you ask me. Anyway, so you can add favorites. Any of these coins, you can add a favorite. It's gonna prompt you to enter a price at which you bought the asset. I don't know. Let's say we got this one at 3,000. And let's not like this one. And I don't know, any other one. Say Polygon, we got this one at, I don't know, 2.1 or whatever, a little cheaper. So if you go to my portfolio, you can see that it shows your favorite assets, and it gives you a little extra info with that, which is the price you bought them, the current price, and it's gonna give you like the profit loss ratio. In this case, it's a catastrophic loss. I've been there with the percentage and a little bit of the regular details, when it was last updated and all that stuff. Yep. Oh yeah, the homepage, it shows you the trending. It could be trending for many reasons. Some of them are honestly just jokes, but they're trending anyway. So some people like to invest on these ones. That's up to you. A little bit of news, it can hurt keeping an eye on that one. And well, you can just log out, and it's gonna keep your particular choices stored every time you log back in. And that's it for the site. Okay, moving forward, then we got the challenges. Well, the most challenging part is always how to start. Like the first layout, how do we do this? How do we do that? We found that it was pretty, it was much easier when we decided to have a look at another sites, like how do we want this to look, so we just started like browsing around, checking other sites like Coinbase and all that, and we really like this layout. Let's take some, just a little bit from this one and put it together with this one, these functionalities and all that. So that really helps to start when you're a little lost. That was the easiest part. Then we had to, put all that into a working code with the backend, which is was very challenging at first. We had to develop the database and link this all API routes. There were some days that really we thought that we might just give up, honestly. And then this API spamming thing, every time we refreshed or we just as testing it, as I just show you, that would cause a rate limit, which would just block you off the API for a day maybe. So we had to really develop this a storage thing using React Store, local store, and it was just the best thing I've ever found so far, when it comes to this kind of data querying. And but we got through it. It was super cool. And then Copilot helped a lot with the functions, to make this like a backend, front end, and API thing work with the store. It was super cool. It provided a lot of help, a lot of insight, and helped a lot. So yep. After all that, that was pretty much the most challenging part of it. And for the future features, we are obviously thinking about adding graphics, profit loss ratios, a little bit, more graphics and all that, price timeline, a little bit of extra options there, like adding specific assets or just different entry points, not just one, so you can keep track of an average profit loss. Also the Giving Lab API, which would help you like getting donations as a funding, for to provide funding for the website, and that would be pretty much what we figured out so far, but much more to come. And well, that's it. That's pretty much. Really, thank you. We all just want to thank 4Geeks for pretty much everything, all the support and all that. And I personally want to thank everybody on my team for just getting to know you, to meeting you guys has been amazing. And this has been, for all practical purposes, the funniest thing of the 2023 for me. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everybody, for coming and just bearing with me a little bit. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Congratulations. Nice job. We had a great round of projects tonight. I don't even know what to say. Everything was so good. All the projects tonight were good. You guys finished off strong. I like the layout of yours. It looks so clean and also like really techie, I guess is the word. Like it looks investy. Like the layout makes you want to click on it and learn more. But I think that it was really good and a really nice job. Does anybody else want to give comments or feedback to this group?
I think it's a really great concept and a really great idea, and I think you guys implemented it well. And I really liked the live search, like how it instantly you just you type in a letter and all the ones starting with that letter just popped right up. That was pretty impressive, pretty cool. It looks great.
Norbert, go ahead.
I kind of like the articles that came with the crypto search. I thought that was pretty cool because I have a Robinhood app. I have a Robinhood account, and like the news articles kind of help me like, should I put some money in there? So like I love that you thought of that.
I liked the Harry Potter Pac-Man Obama one. Do you guys have any future ideas or things that you would add to this app going forward?
We're gonna throw in a little chat bot, so you think you're talking to somebody, but you really might not be. But you can ask some questions. So yeah, chat bot.
Cool. Julio, your question?
I really like the crypto tart. I think it's super like friendly and because one of the biggest things cryptocurrency is very intimidating with all the numbers and data. So I really like the tart and I like the name and I also like the how user friendly it is and whatnot. And I was just wondering, would you guys like ever think of implementing like a NFT feature to kind of like view NFTs like that and whatnot? Just because I'm just a big NFT head. Just like I'm in a lot, so just wondering.
I mean, yeah, I actually thought about that, but it's a different kind of API data, So it would have been a nice thing to add right now, but it would have taken like pretty much double the time. Trust me on that one. But yeah, definitely, NFTs are just as good. Definitely gonna be adding that one in the future.
Dope. Yeah, great work, guys. Yeah, I know the whole NFT is a whole different beast, but with the cryptocurrency, you guys did really great. I really like it. I'm looking forward for the future.
Any other questions? All right, then we are going to wrap it up for tonight. I'd first of all like to congratulate everybody. I'm sure you can remember 4.5 months ago when you guys were doing the pre-work on your first day of class and you didn't really know what was coming and all the obstacles that you guys hit along the way. This program is by no means something that's easy. It's definitely something that's challenging that you have to commit to. People do fall off along the way. People do drop from the program. So the fact that you finished it, that you made it to presentation day, you presented your project, you are going to graduate, even if you have maybe 1 or 2 projects pending, you're going to submit them and you're going to graduate, is a really big accomplishment and something that you should definitely feel proud of about yourself. Because like I said, it's not like everybody who signs up for the program makes it to the end. So if you make it to the end, you definitely should feel proud of yourself and that you did something that was not easy and was definitely challenging, time consuming. So we always do the Geek Talks on a Friday because we want to give you guys that weekend celebration. So please do something for yourself, reward yourself, go out for dinner with your family, have a drink if that's your thing, have a fun time, feel proud of what you did and do something for yourself. Maybe buy yourself a new clothes or something that you like. Beyonce's in Miami. I didn't know, but if you want to go to the Beyonce concert, go to that Renaissance tour. Do something for yourself because you guys really deserve it. You did a really nice job and you should be proud of what you've done. And then the next thing I want to say is also be ready for what's to come. So just because you finished the program, that's half the battle, but now the other half is landing that first job in tech and then just keep moving up from there. So of course, you're going to be starting the career support process, meeting with Geek Force. You're going to be applying. You're going to be interviewing. So try not to think about that too much this weekend. Take your weekend, enjoy yourself, celebrate yourself, but keep in mind that, the other half of the battle, we still have to conquer that, and keep in mind what's to come. So once again, big congratulations to everybody. I hope you all enjoy your weekend. Thank you for coming here tonight, and have a fun time this weekend, and we'll all touch base next week. So great job.
Good job, guys.
Bye, guys. Congratulations.
Awesome.
Hey,
Thank
nice
you.
weekend. Enjoy it.
See you around.
You guys rock. Thanks. Have a good night.
Bye bye.